All right, today I'm working on the Buick Lucerne. My lab partner is not here today, but anyway, here's my downstream O2 sensor. If you look up here, there's that upstream O2 sensor. It's kind of hard to get to from here. Okay, after getting the sensor out, the sensing element itself looks fine, but the threads have clearly seen better days. Take a look at the exhaust itself. That's pretty bad. Probably some metal shavings in there.
Here we are looking at O2 sensor signal right here, where it says HO2S 1 and 2. See the initial readings. Go ahead and unplug one of the fuel injectors. That's one. We're reading 0 on the second O2 sensor. Completely 0. It's not fluctuating, and the other one's reading really low. So go ahead and unplug another one. Other one's unplugged. Again, you can see the reading drop down and staying at 21, 26. Still low, very low for what it was. Go ahead and plug it back in. Went up a little bit. Oh, we see the second one go to 4, 8. It's building now. All injectors are plugged back in.
Now we're going to look at the injector pulse width modulation, which is just how long the fuel injectors are staying open. With this vacuum leak created in order to make it run rich. So here is running normally. Just going to unplug the vacuum line. And the fuel injector pulse width modulation seems to have increased just a little bit. Alright, with the engine at idle, this is what our fuel trims are looking like. I'm going to have Rylan unplug a vacuum line, create a vacuum leak, and see how they change. So we have added a bit of fuel here as our trims have increased. Plug it back in. Plugged in. And our fuel trims go back down. Alright, with our vacuum leak here, see we are running pretty rich. I'm going to have Rylan rev the engine to about 2,500 RPM, see if that changes at all. So it's stabilized slightly, but not fully. Not like how it was before we created the vacuum leak. Today we're working on a 99 Acura TL, looking at oxygen sensors. Here's our diagram. Got a green and black, a black and yellow, a black and white, and then a plain white wire. All right, now we're in the car looking at our oxygen sensor data. Engine is off right now. I'm gonna start it and see what happens to it. You can see our sensor 1, which is the upstream air-fuel ratio sensor, is dropping voltage pretty rapidly. Both heaters are on for upstream and downstream sensors. Catalyst monitor is staying about the same, dropping slightly. And this does not use a reference voltage greater than 5 volts because when we first started the car, it was a little above 3 volts. Both of our voltages for our oxygen sensors have leveled out a bit. They're at operating temperature. We're going to rev it, give it some gas, and see how they respond. So immediately with throttle response, PCM says we're getting a rich mixture. On diesel, it goes back to a lean. All right, we're about to create a vacuum leak and see how the voltage changes because of the lean mixture. All right, so the voltage on the upstream sensor hardly went down. So it's kind of fluctuating on the downstream. But if you look at the graph over here, you can see it was idling right here, and then it just drops down to almost zero.
Here we are looking at a 2018 Hyundai Tucson. We're looking at lambda values and lambda sensors right here. And we're gonna see how they change or fluctuate when we add propane to the intake. As we have here, we have Braden gonna go ahead and do that. Go ahead, Braden. This will also lean out the air-fuel ratio. And as you can see, it dropped and died. Car has been turned off now. We did this a couple times and you saw that it dropped around to 0.7 or 0.6 right here, and the car just died.